Woman and her husband due to become parents to a gorgeous pair of twins when they're born next year. They're not born yet.
Okay.
But while everything's been going smoothly between the two families, they've recently come to a huge roadblock. This is a Reddit's, by the way. My husband and I are in the process of adopting two cute little twins that will be born in January. The biological mother is a 15-year-old girl. They call her G, who does not want to keep them. This is one of those situations where I almost wish you had the kids first before she gives them up, because I've seen mothers carry children like, I can't handle this. I'm 15. This is not something I can do. And then they go through the adoption process. And then after the 9 months of holding these children and seeing them, they totally change their mind. That's why the laws are the way they are. She will be able to change her mind if she will. But you're setting up a family who can't have their own children, thinking they're going to have these babies, and there's a chance they won't. Anyway, she's the daughter of a friend of theirs, and somehow got it through that she wanted to adopt, so her family called us as soon as they knew that G was pregnant. The couple's been with G all throughout the pregnancy and assured her that even though she doesn't wish to be the mother of the twins, she can still be part of their life, which adds another really interesting dynamic to this. And visit them whenever she wants, as they'll be living in the same city, despite the fact that Tina has shown no interest in having a relationship with them so far. She's like, I'm good. Just want to have these babies. You can have them. And again, a lot changes in that little body, particularly at the age of 15. As soon as we found out about the baby, we began looking for names. It was confirmed that it was going to be twins, a boy and a girl. We decided on names Ellie and Evan.
Okay.
Last week, however, we were informed that G had chosen names herself, Walter and Agnes.
Ooh.
She didn't choose them because of a relative, just because she thought they sounded cool. I don't think I have to mention how on day the names are, and my husband and I simply don't like them.
What? Okay.
The mom, to be added, that even though she chose, the names chosen by G were great, they're still hers, and her husband's children will be raising them. Therefore, they're placed to choose their names. So,
wait, her husband, the
husband and the wife, who are going to be adopting these kids, say that's great. I'm glad you called her Walter and whatever.
Agnes.
But that's not going to be their names.
Yeah,
and now there's a rub. And so they're kind of walking on eggshells already.
Right.
Because at any given time, this 15-year-old could say,
fine, I'll take my babies.
Fine, I'll take my babies back.
Oh, so, this is a mess.
They will also get our last name and legally be our children, which was decided and agreed on 5 months ago. G's family's upset with us for not accepting their real names.
Her family's upset. Oh,
and is threatening to look for new parents.
So there's something in the contract for adoption that's going to say she's willing to give the kids up, but she's got to name them?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a mess. So
the mom explained that while she was considering naming the girl Ellie Agnes, using Agnes as the middle name, to appease the family, there was no way they would ever name their boy Evan Water.
What? Walter.
Evan Walter, sorry. It says Water here.
This is such a mess. So, okay, and so at some point they all go to Reddit, right?
Yeah.
Because when in doubt and when you're struggling and you're not sure of life-changing decisions, you go to Reddit.
Yeah. Someone wrote, you've done nothing wrong, but this is a big red flag. Are you sure you want to have an open adoption? If they're willing to argue out the kids' names, they're going to be all over you about other things as well.
Yes. This is a mess.
I think you need to look at it from the bio mom's perspective. She is giving you a really big gift. Regardless of practicality, opportunities, etc., these are her babies. Naturally, she would want to give them a name. It's practically the only thing she'll ever be able to give them. So you should take the name, take the babies, and be happy about it. You'll be the ones to comfort them. You'll be the ones to cuddle with them. You'll be the ones to be there for every milestone. I understand hating the names, but I would try to either keep them as middle names or talk to her and see if you can come up with better names together.
I love when people go to Reddit, though.
Yep.
Like, I know this is not about that, but I just don't understand. Like, this is your dilemma. This is probably one of the biggest life dilemmas you have. Mm-hmm. At what point do you go, I wonder what people on Reddit think?
Well, that's where, I mean, obviously they're part of the Reddit community.
But it doesn't matter.
Josh, we talked about this.
What?
Everyone needs a response. That's why we post food on Facebook.
There's
what the hell
a
are you
difference
talking
between
about?
posting a food.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Everyone needs to get everyone's feelings on everything. I need to post this steak and so people can tell me it looks nasty or it's delicious.
So you're saying that's the same as adoption?
No, everyone. Yeah, it's it's for everything. My husband cheated. Please tell me what I should do. Everyone needs to get that. that affirmation, that response, that I'm with you, or I love you, or I'm praying for you, or that's horrible. I would never do that. Everyone needs to find out what's going on in Reddit.
There's no, I mean,
Reddit's a pretty, reputable, respectful.
No, I'm not saying anything about Reddit.
Yeah.
It's again, to me, the most interesting thing about this is this is a complete mess.
Yeah.
I mean, on
the difference is here. Do you listen to the responses? Do you listen to the opinions, or are you just doing it?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
To get clarity.
Yeah. Here's the deal.
Okay.
I went through the adoption process. We adopted
you did.
outside the country because we wanted the first child we could possibly get, and some people gave us hell because they got plenty of children here. Why didn't you get someone in the United States? And we had our reasons. A child's a child, by the way. It doesn't matter whether it was born in the United States or born in Guatemala or Russia or anywhere else.
Right.
And it turned out fantastic, and we have two just absolutely beautiful black-haired boys. They're just fantastic, and my kids. Mm-hmm. If you're in a situation, and hopefully, and it's expensive, there's got to be lawyers involved in this. Period. I don't know if there is. There's got to be. There's got to be paperwork here.
I know.
Because I'm telling you, when a woman goes through a pregnancy, I've seen multiple women that were like, I'm going to give it up for adoption. And by the time they have that child, and they're not 15, they want that baby. I got to figure out how to make this work. I've held this child in my body. It's changed me as a person, and I want this baby. And it's a beautiful story, and that's great. And I would never take that away. Even if I had a legal document saying that regardless of what happens, that baby's mine, I could not take that baby away from the mother.
Right.
Even a 15-year-old, depending on what her family situation is, and it appears she has a supportive family. If it comes down to something as stupid as what you're going to name the child, and you can't agree on that, I agree with the one person saying the red flags, because you've invited this woman to be part of their life, which is really, really, really interesting to me. It opens up a can of all kinds of. weird...
again, where's the? And I understand this, but this is where the adoption organizations, the support should be going. No, we don't. Because listen, you made a really important point that I think we forget. So you're 15 years old. It's a pregnancy that unexpected pregnancy. You know that you can't give them the kind of life that they need. In addition to you changing your whole life trajectory.
Yeah.
And now instantly already people are going, well, but that's your responsibility and all that kind of stuff. I don't buy that, because I think it's the most gut-wrenching decision to choose the child and their well-being over what would naturally otherwise be a bonding sort of experience. That being said, when you carry the baby, your mind does change. Your emotions do change. Yep. And when you see the baby for the first time, but that doesn't mean, and this is why they do things the way they do. Just because you see it doesn't mean, or he or she or whatever, it doesn't mean that you change your mind. It means that you now have to go through an emotional transition. Right, so it's not the, oh my God, all the reasons that I was going to give them up for adoption now have changed. Yep. No, you're going through an incredibly emotional, terrible.
Sometimes
transition.
It is.
No,
sometimes it's changed, but sometimes it's not.
But that's what I'm saying is you can't take it as now I'm changing my mind because of just the emotions.
I think in the States, I may be wrong, it may have changed, but I think in the States, if you adopt domestically, the birth mother has up to 6 months to get her child back, which is heart-wrenching because 6 months is a long time. Yep. And depending on whether the father knew that this child was born, because a lot of fathers are gone. And then they find out, wait a minute, I had a baby?
Yeah, and
then they can come back. And so there's that 6 month, which is finders keepers is what it is. It's really unfortunate because in most cases you do have a loving couple that can't have a child of their own, and they want to give that child everything they got. Here, I would say this if I was on Reddit, and I can respond today.
Yeah, you could. I don't know
how many different opportunities they went through. I don't know if they went through adoption agencies. I don't know if they have the money to get through adoption agencies. It's super expensive. It's about $30,000 a child. You sit down with a family and say, listen, we're going to write up paperwork. If we can't agree on this name situation, then
Right.
then we're going to go in a different route because these are our children. I think we've been really open to the idea that you could be a big part of their life, which is something we don't need to do, which is certainly something we're going to have to discuss with our children because now they're going to have 2 moms instead of 1. They're going to have a lot of questions about that. And I think that, and again, I know how deep it goes, but I it's time to cut bait.
Oh,
If this,
absolutely.
because again, I totally agree that if she can't call them, because she's going to call them by their names 3 months or 3 years after they're born. Hey, Walter, and he's going to go, yeah, that's a mess. It almost sounds like a polyamorous
No, it's
situation
just it's again. I think it's
there's other ways to do that. And
it's
there's
what
plenty of
it
babies
probably
out there.
started off very well intended,
Yeah.
right? Again, it's that whole you're doing the ultimate gift for us. We want you to be a part of their life. You know, it's this it's this generosity at the highest level, and not thinking about the logistics at the lowest level.
Yeah.
And it feels like the right thing to do. It's almost that, we should get married. It's the idea of being in love versus actually being in love. That's what this is. We want you to be a part of our life. We want you to be a part of the family. It's a total mess.
Yeah.
Plus, I hate the name Agnes.
Oh, I like Agnes.
I like Walter.
My woman across the street, her name was Agnes.
I have nothing against people named Agnes. I just don't like the name Agnes.
Yeah,